Good morning, everyone. First off, normally I don't go by a script, but Taylor Mobbs did a fantastic job of writing a speech for me. And so I'm going to read it today and kind of give you guys a heads up of what's going on. I just want to thank you, everybody, for joining us on this joyous occasion. You couldn't ask for better weather. It's so nice. It's not too hot, not too cold, and not very windy. We want to dedicate and celebrate the water column sculpture, a remarkable work of art created by talented artist Xavier Cortada. You want to come up here?
Sure, of course. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much for having me.
Mr. Cortada worked closely with our Public Art Advisory Committee, bringing his vision to life from concept to completion. The stunning piece not only enhances our downtown, but also serves as an important educational purpose, highlighting the ocean's unique ecosystem at various depths in visually appealing way. It reminds us of the vital role marine life plays in our environment and inspires us to appreciate and protect our waters. The sculpture also brings attention to an exciting new scientific discovery, the Blake Plateau, an underwater geological feature that I'm sure Mr. Cortada can share more about when he speaks. This installation marks the first of many sculptures to come as a part of our art master plan for the city of Jacksonville Beach, an initiative launched by the Community Redevelopment Agency in 2017. The goal of the plan is to bring public art to downtown Jacksonville Beach in a thoughtful, intentional, and impactful way. Through this effort, with the dedication of our Public Art Advisory Committee, we have already introduced two vibrant mural projects, and today we celebrate the formal unveiling of our first sculpture. Although not ready in time for today, we'll soon be placing a plaque, a bronze plaque, to the sculpture commemorating this piece in a lasting way. Additionally, we'll add a QR code. That'll be available for visitors to scan, allowing them to learn more about the piece, its meaning, and the artist behind it. We're honored to dedicate this plaque in recognition of Mr. Cortada's contributions to Jacksonville Beach and his commitment to using art as a tool for education and inspiration. This is just the beginning, and we look forward to many projects that will come to shape our city's artistic and cultural landscape. Thank you all for being here today and ongoing support of the public art in the city of Jacksonville Beach. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with you to connect. Right, a few steps in that direction, we have everything we care about. I mean, it's the surname of the city, beach. And that interface between land and water, where we as a community understand its ecological, but also its educational, its cultural, and its economic value, that I think we can all find resonance and common ground is something that we care about and want to protect. And I wanted to create this art piece as a way of celebrating that. The art piece itself invites you to walk into it and engage with it. You have to come inside in order to experience the pieces of it. It's intentionally a spiral, not a circle. I'm not trying to exclude you. I am trying to invite you into the water's edge, and little by little go from the shoreline to the intertidal zone. And then you keep on walking to the near shore, and finally the continental shelf. And importantly, and the great celebration for today, is that you go beyond. You go into this place that scientists have just discovered as an ecological hotspot, the Blake Plateau. And it's in the Blake Plateau where you find a 200-mile-long coral reef beneath the sea, where animals thrive, where their fisheries, so important to our pier and to our economy, are sustained. And you keep on going, and then scientists have found just in the 1970s that there are these chemosynthetic mussels that eat the bacteria from methane that comes out from the seeps under the sea, and create an entire other ecosystem that doesn't depend on sunlight like all of our photosynthetic life on land does. How exciting for a kid here in Jacksonville Beach to understand that right off the shores, there's all this science, this abundant science out there, and then you keep on going. You keep on going beyond the ridge and into the escarpment. And there is the stuff of legends. You see these giant squids, the kind of squids that whales come and dive deep down to eat. On this dark ridge, 2,600 feet beneath the ocean surface. So Jacksonville Beach isn't just where you wade. Jacksonville Beach is the entry point to this whole world, this underwater world, full of excitement and science and discovery. And in a minute, I'm going to invite Adam Roberti, who's the executive director of my foundation, to share a few words to explain to you how this is more than just a piece to bring beauty and hopefully to inspire your group, your committee, your city, to bring other artists and other forms of artistic expression, just to add beauty to this town, to this village, to this community. But also, it is an opportunity for you to participate in all the beach cleanups, for you to understand the importance of ecology, for you to protect our water, for you to understand that the creature right behind this one, the seahorse, needs those seagrasses, because the little seahorse wraps its tail around the seagrass. But if we have runoff from agricultural products and even from fertilizers, then those seagrasses are going to be imperiled. So it's important for us to understand that if we care about the fish, we got to protect everything from the corals deep, deep down to the seagrasses so that the ecosystem that helps our fisheries thrive stays alive. So this art piece is an invitation to economic development and beauty and bringing aesthetics to a community. It's an invitation for you to take a personal role in environmental stewardship. And it's also an invitation for students to learn, to have experiential learning. And with a QR code that I'm very, very proud to present to you as part of the art, my foundation and the National Resources Defense Council spent a lot of time looking at literature, looking at content. And if you scan the QR code in your pamphlets, and in a few days, the QR code on the bronze plaque, you'll learn all about each of these creatures and about each of these marine zones, these tidal zones, these shorelines, and all the creatures that live there. So, Mayor, it's an honor, and Adam, we'll get to you in a second, but it's an honor to be here with you. The interim mayor, I know our mayor is in Australia, but the interim mayor, thank you, Supervisor, thank you so much for being here and for giving me the opportunity to be part of this beautiful, beautiful place-making, this place-making sculpture for your city.
Absolutely. So I've received a lot of positive feedback about the water column features. We're really excited about it. The lighting on it is fantastic.
Yes, it is.
And so it's a nice addition to our city, and I'm looking forward to really having the plaque in place and everybody getting to take advantage of it. So today we have a proclamation. I'm going to read this proclamation for you. Today we're going to proclaim that this is Xavier Cortada Day.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Wow.
Whereas the City of Jacksonville Beach City Council proudly recognizes the city's dedication to public art initiatives that enrich the cultural fabric of our community, and whereas we celebrate the remarkable contribution of Xavier Cortada, gifted artist, esteemed Floridian, who debuts his inaugural body of work here in Jacksonville Beach, and whereas this sculpture is the city's first sculpture as a part of the Jacksonville Beach Public Art Master Plan, and whereas the sculpture titled Water Columns has brought to our community through the thoughtful recommendation of the Public Art Advisory Committee to the Community Redevelopment Agency, and whereas this piece beautifully captures the diverse marine life found at various depths of the ocean, and whereas the differing columns, heights, and education tribute to the recently discovered Blake Plateau located just beyond our shores, and whereas it is both fitting and meaningful that we honor Xavier Cortada for his outstanding cultural and civic contributions to the city of Jacksonville Beach, and now therefore Christine H. Hoffman, Mayor of the city of Jacksonville Beach, by virtue of the authority vested in her do hereby proclaim February 18th as Xavier Cortada Day.
Thank you so much. That's so
Here you
beautiful.
go, sir.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and hold it up.
Yep. Just open it up.
Thank you. Well, thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring up?
Yeah, I'll bring up Adam in a second. Adam, you come up here a second. Yeah. So Adam's in charge of the. Did you want to bring other officials for this, or?
You go ahead and get him started first, and then I'll bring up.
And then we'll bring the rest of the community.
Yeah.
So, like Adam, first of all, thank you so much. It's a big honor, and I just want every day to be Earth Day. That's what I really care about. And by Earth, I include water, because water is most of Earth, right? The Blake Plateau is a big deal. There's the very first public art piece created to celebrate the Blake Plateau. Not a lot of people know about it, but in time, you'll be called to care for it. If you care about fisheries, if you want to make sure that we protect our beaches from oil drilling and from mining or any of the consequences of extraction, you'll understand the value of the Blake Plateau and how important it is to all Floridians for us to take care of the shorelines that literally define the coastal boundaries of our state. The work we do at the Cortada Foundation is about engaging people for them to understand that they have a role in protecting their environment and protecting their communities. And Adam Roberti leads that foundation. He worked closely with the National Resource Defense Council to create all the literature and the information, and will be responsible for anything. If a teacher wants to know how to participate, we want to know how to connect with a local environmental group, our foundation is here to help you. So that's part of the realm that we create in delivering a public art sculpture. I want him to speak, and after that, I want to thank Taylor and the CRA and the team, and I'll explain that in a second, for the incredible and supportive role that they played. But Adam, if we could just really quickly just talk a little bit about the foundation and its role.
Quick round of applause for Xavier.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'm just curious, just by a quick show of hands, how many of you grew up going to the beach? Maybe not Jacksonville Beach, but maybe Jacksonville. Awesome. So I'm born and raised in Broward County. I live in Miami now. But that was what inspired me growing up to actually want to study marine biology at the University of Miami. That's what I started doing. And it was when I was there that I realized that if we really want to protect these animals, if we really want to protect the corals, it's not that we need a lot more science to do that. We have a lot of existing science that's telling us what we need to do. We need better laws and policies. We need better action around the existing science. And so that's when I transitioned more toward outreach, education. I felt like we needed the communities to understand what we have right here offshore so that we can work to protect them. And I was trying to figure out what that looked like. Was that social media? Was that journalism, storytelling? And when I learned about Xavier's work, I was incredibly inspired because I felt like he was innovating and doing something that most people were not doing. He was using interactive public art to talk to people who are not normally having conversations about climate change or sea level rise or biodiversity loss. And so I've been working with Xavier for about 5.5, 6 years now, and we started the Cortada Foundation a few years ago as a way of advancing this mission that he has been doing for decades now. And so we're really, really proud to be doing this. If I told you that I was studying marine bio, I'm biased. This is probably one of my very favorite art pieces that Xavier has ever done. It's gorgeous, but it's also in such a highly trafficked, visible place that so many people are going to come here. They're going to see it. They're going to be inspired by it. They're going to scan the QR code that's here, come to our website, learn, and who knows, maybe they'll dedicate their life to conservation and protecting our environment. So that's really what the Cortada Foundation is trying to do at its core, is spark curiosity, spark a passion, spark a love for science, for art, for creativity. And we just want to thank you guys for your support in this process, and we're excited to partner with you.
Thank you, Adam. So I was here when we had the initial unveiling at Cup and Job, and you talked about the different types of glass and substrates and materials that were used, and that was all fantastic information to learn, which I imagine will be in the QR code as well. Yep. I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good. And before we wrap this up, I want to recognize a few people in the audience here today. We have some elected officials. We have Council Member Greg Sutton, Council Member John Wagner, and I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge Fernando Meza, because he was here when this whole project started as a council member. So thank you guys for coming out today. And of course, we have our CRA and
Yeah, I wanted to say something really special about it. Look, I've done a lot of public art commissions in my life, and I just want to thank the group that brought this call to artists together, and those that implemented it. I want to celebrate you. You trusted the artist. You didn't get in the way. You actually supported the artist in creating the work. You were thoughtful in your questions. You wanted to make sure that this would last through time. You went through an entire series of processes. My conversation with you at Cup of Job was incredible. To have the leadership of the city talk to the artist about what they want, to care that much about your work. It's something I want to celebrate. And I just yesterday I was inducted into the Artist Hall of Fame here for the state of Florida.
Oh,
right? So I'm
congratulations.
really proud to have done this here, Florida. And I just want to shout out the leadership and the ability for you to literally make an artist feel welcome, and to really create the structure and the space for a public art commission that produced gold. I really want to thank you. I know it's your first piece, but it looks like you've been doing this for a very long time. So thank you very much. You did everything right to bring this. Like, you literally supported and gave me all the feedback and input I needed to create something for your community. So CRA, thank you. City Commission, thank you. People of Jacksonville Beach, thank you. This has been just a beautiful, beautiful experience for me. I also want to give one very big special thank to someone most of you met. And he's in Miami right now, working on our public art commission for a piece in West Palm Beach. But Michael Gray was here, and we installed this during a hurricane, if you remember. So Michael Gray is someone that started working with me when he was an MFA student back in 2016. He's been with me off and on. Now he's full-time, creating a series of sculptures. He put his heart and soul into this. He hired local folks. He worked with the community to make this happen. And I just want to give a big, big shout out to Michael Gray, who most of you actually met here as a guy who helped install this piece. So thank you, Michael Gray. Thank you, all of you. And thank you so much for making it my day. You made my day.
Yeah, you made our day. One last thing. So hopefully you can join us over in
Of
Chambers.
course, absolutely.
And Adam, maybe you can join us as well. We're going to have very light refreshments in council chambers. So if everybody wants to convene over there, he'll be available for answer any questions or talk more about the piece. So thank you all for coming.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah,
this
thank
is
you.
great.
Yes, sir. You earned it.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Thanks, Adam.
Picture?
Oh yeah, did you want to bring the group picture for whoever you needed?
Yeah. Hey, Greg and John.